and welcome to BlueyonderMoto. I'm Alan, and today I'm going to be talking about this, my Merlin Yoxall 2 jacket. I bought the Yoxall 2 back in March 2022, so I've had it approximately 6 months now, and I've used it on 2 long tours, one down to Cornwall and latterly up to the Isle of Skye and the Highlands in Scotland, and particularly on the Scottish tour. I wore it through some really inclement weather. It was day-long rides in heavy rain, and it was a real test of the waterproofing and the versatility of this jacket. So if we get onto the styling, I think this sort of semi-retro wax cotton style works really well with 90s bikes like my VFR here. It also works incredibly well with the BMW Roadster. I've got adventure jackets and they just don't look right with this sort of bike and the Roadster. So I wanted something that was a little bit more old school, for want of a better term, and I think this fits the bill really well. So what is the Yoxall 2? Well, it's Merlin's take on a traditional 3-season wax cotton jacket. The outer is a 12-ounce Halley Stevenson's wax cotton, and this is backed up by a Risa waterproof liner. And what this means is you get a really waterproof garment. I subjected this particular jacket and my Oxford trousers, which were also very good, but I subjected this jacket to a real heavy real-world test in Scotland, where I was riding through 3-4 days of almost continuous rain and strong winds, and I have to say at no point did the jacket let me down. It didn't spring any leaks on the chest, the arms, nowhere. It was absolutely faultless. So let's go through some of the features of the jacket. Let's talk about things like the storage on the pockets and the zips and the ventilation. So the jacket features 4 outer pockets, 2 on the chest and 2 on the hips. It's also got adjusters on the sleeves, particularly here on the cuff. You've got 3 snap adjusters. I usually wear it on the most slack, and I find that my gloves slide nice and easily inside, because I prefer to ride with my fairly shortish gloves, but on the inside of the cuffs. It's also got adjusters at the biceps, and it's got these vents here, which we'll come on to later as to whether or not they work and whether they're any good. There's also a storm adjuster at the neck, which quite frankly I've never used. Even in the heaviest rain I didn't use that. I just put the Velcro and the zip right up to the max and to the top here, and that was plenty. I didn't have any problems with water getting in down my neck and down my chest. It was fine, but it is there if you want to use it. It also comes with D3 armour fitted at the elbows and the shoulders. It's also got a pocket for an optional back protector. A D301 does fit, and that is something that I've actually fitted into my jacket as well, because I think it's well worth paying the extra for that. The jacket also comes with a 150-gram detachable liner, which is really warm, and it makes it totally winter capable when you're wearing that. So are there any negatives with this particular jacket? Well, yes there are. Although it's got 4 pockets here on the chest and on the hips, the chest pockets, they're not particularly big. One of my little habits, riding habits, is that I like to put my phone in this top pocket here, and as you will see, it doesn't really fit. So they're not particularly generous, and the phone just about fits in the hip pockets, but you have to put it on its side, so it's not particularly great. I mean, it's great for putting things like your keys in. You can pop your keys and things in there, bits of loose change, but in terms of actual real bulky storage, they're not that great, I have to say, so that could be improved. The other thing is these vents. It's advertised as being vented, and it's got a vent there and a second one here, and yeah, they make a minor difference, but to be honest, I think they're more for show than practicality. When I was riding back from Scotland and I was riding through, even with the liner out and the vent open and, you know, the neck undone, I was still boiling hot, really melting. So the vents, they're okay, and by the way, it's worth mentioning there are vents on the back as well. They're okay, but you know, they don't really make that much difference, to be perfectly honest. But that's about it really in terms of negatives. So in conclusion then, what are my thoughts on the Merlin Yoxall 2? Well, I think it's an absolutely fantastic touring jacket. I've taken it on 2-3 tours, used it in sort of shorter rides on warmer days, and it's been absolutely fantastic. I think for the UK climate, this jacket really does take some beating. I think it's really good value. I think it performs very well in real world situations, and I would recommend it heartily to anybody who's looking for a good 3-season jacket to use in the UK or similar sort of climate. So this has been Alan at BlueyonderMoto. So until the next time, remember, ride together, live free and stay safe. Bye for now.